Hi guys, very good morning. As you know, this is a dedicated channel for all the interview questions related to ISO 27001, PCI, governance, risk and compliance, ITIL, cybersecurity, information security, and all other domains. Any job seekers and who are looking for the jobs may follow this channel. So here are the governance, risk and compliance questions, part number 3. This is also related to the PCI-1 questions like PCI-DSS questions because under GRC we have to manage each and every functionality. So PCI is also one of the functionality under GRC. So here are the some samples like what are the components of governance? That means what are the elements of a governance? What steps in governance comes? So below are the important components of governance. Point number A is strategic planning. Means if organization has given you the task to perform the any activity, then there should be an strategic planning that what should be done or what should not be done like that. So what are the step-by-step standard operating procedures? This is the first and most important component of the governance. Second is roles and responsibilities. After planning, we have to distribute that which associate will do which kind of role, something like that. That means roles assigned and responsibility aligned. Number is enterprise architecture. After giving this, we have to architect from the enterprise point of view. Second last is guidelines and policies. Means what are the policies under governance that what should we follow, what should not we follow, or guidelines released by the organization. This is the fourth point, policies and guidelines. Last but not least is the implementations part. Implementations means to deployment the effective control to avoid the risk. This is the last component of the governance. So these are the few important elements of the governance which needs to be deployed if we talk about the implementation of the governance. Next question is what is PCI DSS? This question relates with the transactional point of view of credit and debit card of banking and non-banking financial institutions. So what is the full form of PCI DSS? Actually, this question asked by the interviewer to know whether you have any idea of the PCI or not, because governance under governance there are multiple sections like IT section, security, and other sections as well. So here PCI one is also one of the important sections if we talk about the governance part. So here payment card industry data security standard is the full form of PCI DSS. Payment card industry data security standard. What is this? This is a council, right? This is an agency who deals in card transaction and suggest few recommendations like how to make the secure transactions, what are the controls to prevent the card frauds of customers. Another question generally arises that is PCI DSS is a regulator like RBI, SEBI or IRDA in India? No, PCI DSS is not a regulator. This is a standard. Means if any bank doesn't follow the PCI one, there will be no impact on their revenue, but the trust of the customers will get reduced because because trust also wants the branded. If they are investing some uh, in the banks or non-banking financial, then they require the trust. They require the security of data. They don't want their data lose. So PCI DSS is a standard through which customers will gain the trust of an organization. Next question is, does all banks in India are PCI DSS compliant? If not, is there any penalty associated with this? These questions mean that in India there are n numbers of banks. So all banks follow the PCI-1 regulations or PCI-1 standard. If bank are not following, then any kind of penalty issued by the PCI team No. So all the answer says PCI rules all banks have to follow because they believe in PCI rules, PCI recommendations, PCI suggestions because they recommend that how to secure the data, how to transact our card, right? So these are the certain very very important rules in which banks have to adhere for data security, for card data security. In case if any bank does not follow the PCI rules, then there is no penalty over bank because PCI DSS is a standard, not an regulator. Whether recommendations or suggestions have to follow or not to follow, it's completely a bank call. PCI does not forcefully act on bank that uh, why you not follow our rules, what is the reason, X, Y, Z. No, no. PCI is an independent agency who recommend the terms and conditions, who recommend us that how to make a secure transaction, right? What are the important controls we should implement to avoid the card frauds. So PCI is an regulate this one, sorry. PCI is an standard, not an regulator. So guys, these are the some sets of the session of PCI-1 DSS. So how you like such videos? If you need any more topics to allow make me some interview questions, then kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon. And any kind of concerns, doubts, or help required, you may give your suggestion on the chat box. Thank you.